Welcome, guys. We're about to get started. Sit back, relax, and welcome to Red on TV. Welcome to the iRacing LeMans series at the Circuit de la Sarthe. It is an absolutely beaming day out here in the real commentary box down the start-finish straight. We hope you guys are keeping well. We hope you guys are having a good day, looking forward to the weekend. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know in the chat. Let us know absolutely everywhere as we see the car of the prototype Sin Sports going across the line to start his lap. Look at those radio logos. I wonder where they came from. How you guys doing? As always, we're joined by the man himself, Craig. How are we?
Oh, good evening, Rob. I am doing fine, thank you. Are you ready for the Le Mans before the Le Mans in the Le Mans series? That is a tongue twister.
The Petite Le Mans, except it is actually the Petite Le Mans. It's the small Le Mans before the real Le Mans.
Almost 500 entries for tonight's race. And of course, we get the best of them. We get the top 40 of all of them. And I tell you what, it's a stacked field at the moment, but just a reminder, the Le Mans series, the time of day in the sim is June the 20th, is tomorrow. Le Mans 24 hours tomorrow on the sim will be set for September. So while a lot of drivers will be getting some practice here, it's going to be a big difference because we're looking at a 42 Celsius, that's 107 Fahrenheit for the track temperature today. You're going to get a colder track in September, only for a little bit. Will be about 10 degrees maybe, depending on the cloud covering. So so they're getting practice, but it's not going to be indicative of what they're doing for time. So tomorrow, this is mainly shakedown. This is probably your last race before you go into the 24 hours. So you want to make sure you understand how you're doing the track. You want to make sure you understand what to do against traffic. Just prepare yourself for the worst.
As they say, prepare for the, hope for the best, and you prepare for the worst. And especially during a 24-hour race, anything can happen. You know, we've seen it countless times in the Le Mans series. It's just like, oh, we're comfortably in the lead. Oh no, my wheel has fallen off.
So an F1 driver, oh no, my brakes have failed right near the end of the race. But anything can happen. I did not finish my Le Mans last year. The team had an accident. Knowing they could have done, I had accidents myself. It's a tough race. But that's a 24-hour race. This is an hour race. So let's get down to what's happening at the moment on the track. Because Javier Alvarez put a blistering pole lap in. Now, of course, the top three cars in the LMP1 at the moment, of course, will be Porsches. They have the hot lap speed, so we may see them dominate a little bit in these ILMS races. Be a different story for the Le Mans tomorrow. But Alvarez, with a 319.358, he's around the Corvette chicanes and coming up to Ford. Will he go faster? Because that will be interesting to see. I don't think you can get a lot more out of this car. Out of this track really, but let's just have a look as he crosses the line right now. It's going to be a free 18.084, but at the same time Ramos Busk gets a free 18.024. So really great move there from Ramos, 600 to the second faster than Alvarez. And behind them, Paulo Munoz with a 318.366, the fastest Audi. And Ismail Yakubu just bangs in a 318.462. And no, not the footballer banging in. That's a great analogy. I didn't even realize I said that.
The football analogy, banging one in. Do we want to go over while the qualifying is wrapping up? It's just about to end, so I'll actually start off with the LMP1s this time. It usually is yourself that's doing it. It is in first position is Busk with a 3:18.025. Alvarez with a 3:18.084, so he was right behind the car number 26. Munoz, he was very quick on this track. He was quick the last time we were here as well. It was a 3:18.367 from him. Ishmael Yakubu of the PCS team, 3:18.462. Nathan Mess of the PCS team, a 3:18.61 flat. Albert with a 3:18.885. We then have Grana with a 3:19.4 flat. Gerber with a 3:19.531. Wallstra with a 3:19.697. Gadameyer with a 3:25.24. And rounding up the track, it is Haras, Jurak, and Hatinenen. I've already butchered the name. Just take it over for the HPDs.
Know that, yeah. Oh, all right, yeah. No, leave me with some of the worst ones. So, pole for the over the HPDs. Christoph Herbingels will take it with a 3:31.642. Almost a second behind him is Gustas Grimbergus with a 3:32.497. Chris McGrath takes third with a 32.643. Daniel Kraft with a 32.7 flat, followed by Christopher Peffer, a 32.851. Michelle Meyer, a 33.398. Benjamin Gonzalez, a 33.430. LaPlanche, Nicholas LaPlanche, a 33 dot sign of the devil. Richard Heiston, a 33.787. Roberto Edward, a usual racer here, down a 33.868. Foggy with a 33.953, and Maciek Malenek with a 34.293 rounds off the HPDs.
Should we go ahead and get to the rest of them? It's Dunkel in first position in the number 8 with a 3:48.997. Then we move on to Schwitz. Oh my god. The names are really not pronounceable. Schweitz, there we go.
Schweitz.
I said Schweitis by accident, but it's 3:49.302 for the number 10 car. Canapino is a 3:49.389. Mann with a 3:52.68. Duval with a 3:56.62. Garnon Renault with a 3:54.419. I can pronounce the French, but not the German. Basley with a 3:51.854. Nespolino with a 3:52.401. ASCII with a 3:52.410, so it's pretty tight there. Only 9 thousandths of a second between the two of them. It is Kiefer with a 3:53.489. Bushman 3:53.645, and Morton with a 3:54.371, rounding off as the P1s come around the Porsche curves, following the pace car as we are coming up through the last few corners of Le Mans itself to start the hour long of the Circuit de la Sarthe.
Yeah, just to say, it's free drive did not set a time. Sven Haas, the number 1 car in the GTEs. Bohan Newman in the GTEs, number 23. Alexander Graviole, I don't know, I think that's how you pronounce it, with a number 5 car in the HPDs did not set a time. Believe they are, they are, all 3 of them are in the sim, so they will be going there. So, they are now coming around, the LMP1s are coming around to Ford. The Tricolor has gone by, the lovely Tricolor has gone by. The HPDs really not leaving a lot of space there, but that's alright. Now, do you hear that Tricolor? I love that sound. It's so annoying when you're in a car, hearing that engine, those engines going off. But the Tricolor from the French airplanes, you know, they were over London a couple of days ago, which is a nice sight to see. Look at that gap between the HPDs and the LMP1s.
Wait, is that the new safety car procedure?
It's just the new safety car. Yes, the safety car is now in a different position. It dives off at the end of Ford. Who's going to make the move? It will be Bush. They're going one at a time right now, the LMP1. Pretty safe here. So, Bush takes the lead. Alvarez wants to make a move, thinking about it. No, sorry, that's Munoz want to make a move, and Alvarez does not make it. Bush gets way away right now. Will Alvarez hold his position? Munoz wants it. Just go on the defensive, does Alvarez, but everything looks cool. Let's just keep an eye on the back of the LMP1s. Everything looks safe at the moment. Busk is almost a second ahead at the moment from Alvarez, Munoz, Yakubu, and Ames.
a clean start by the LMP1s. Let's check back to the LMP2s. Has there been any drama yet? I don't think so. Let's go to the GTEs as they have now come around and crossing the line. Basley, Askey, Lespolino. That chrome car, it's looking good. But no dramas here either. It's a very nice chrome car actually, but they have all crossed the line with no real incidents at all at the moment.
Let's look down back to the LMP1s at the moment. They hit to the Mulsanne. It looks like a mess has made the move on Yakubu. He has at the moment. That's the only real position change at the moment as they come through the first Mulsanne chicane. And now they're all going to go side by side. There is a train of LMP1s. It's a train of Audis. It looks beautiful for the purists there as they're all going down. Will anybody decide to make a move here? I cannot see it. Who's that just in the background? Is that someone making a move on Yakubu? No, they want to make it, they think about it, they don't. So, only overtake at the moment is a mess on Yakubu.
Nathan a mess, by the way, started in 4th or 5th position, so he's made up 1. He needs to make up 3 more to go into first place. As Alvarez goes side by side into the Mulsanne corner.
Oh, we've had an accident.
An accident?
We've had an accident with the HPDs. Nicholas LaPlanche has not got a nose. And I don't know where that has happened. What has happened to LaPlanche? He lost it coming into Turret Rouge. Just before Turret Rouge, the end of the Turret Rouge, lost the car, spun around, and just lost the nose. And there was a car in front of him as well, behind him, that had to make a basic reaction. But LaPlanche does not have a nose. And he is just slowly going around here.
The car number 3 had to avoid them just to not get rammed into, but he is definitely not a happy camper. That's not a great place to lose the car. It's not very recoverable once it starts sliding.
There's a lead change, sorry to interrupt. Alvarez, while we were watching that, looked like he got that just before the Mulsanne corner. Or might have been the Ford straight, the Gulf straight, sorry. Alvarez took the lead from Busk. They are now side by, they are now towing away. These two could practically just bite together for the rest of this race if they hit into the Porsche. Alvarez from Busch. These two are on their way there. There's a second and a half between Busk and Munoz, which means there's 2 seconds between Alvarez and the rest of the field. So these two are trying to make a great breakaway at the moment as they slide and weave. And we were saying these Porsches were going to be fast in the sprint races, and they might just be proving it. As we see, it's the Porsche, and then the next 6 places are held by Audis.
The Audi train coming into view as they came around the Ford curves, and it's actually quite a nice, pleasant sight to see that the Audis aren't necessarily running away with them, but they are keeping up a little bit.
Oh no, Greenbergus has had an accident. The number 2, the second placed HPD has had an accident. He had a really bent wing. Can we see what happened here? Oh, he got taken out going into Indianapolis. Oh, he locked up the brake. Sorry, he locked up the brake going into Indianapolis. Touched another car, but does all the damage himself. No one else gets anything, but he's got a wing that looks bent. Basically, the pillar of the wing looks bent, and that's Gustav's there. The number 2 car, the number 2 P2 car for the HPDs. That could be his race done.
Let's have a look and see, is there damage coming past Gustas in your front views as he was chasing the car number, I think that was the car number 12 he was chasing, coming up the Indianapolis. Let's see as the 2 of them, well, a train of 4 really, coming into Indianapolis as he blinks a little bit. Oh, I think he blinked and it's just slid and got hit from behind. But he is got a lot of damage and he's crabbing on the replay.
While we're looking at this, I believe, I'm not sure, but Herbignold lost the lead of the HPDs to McGrath and is now going to lose P2 to Daniel Cross. So the leader of the HPDs, who had started the race in the lead, I don't know what happened there at Turret Rouge, but has lost 2 places now after the first Mulsanne chicane. McGrath pulled away, and he was actually slower than Christophe in the first lap. So it'll be interesting to see what's happened there for Herbignold to lose all this time. In fact, Pepper is now catching up as well. Can he lose another spot?
Is
He
this
does.
the curse? Is this the curse of the damaged floor?
I didn't see any floor damage, I must be honest, but he's just been overtaken easily from Pepper.
Oh, there goes the cone. the typical cone just going flying off into the background as they come around the Mulsanne, at the end of Mulsanne Straight onto the Mulsanne corner, up towards Indianapolis. Now, I think you're a bit of a history head. Can you remember what car that looks like these prototypes did a flip, not once, not twice, but 3 times in a particular event? It's the one that hasn't returned to Le Mans. The one manufacturer that has not returned to Le Mans.
The Mercedes-Benz. Is that what you're on about?
Yes, I am. The Mercedes-Benz.
Mark Webber drove one of them on the Saturday morning practice, I seem to recall. And it happened then in the race. That's how I seem to recall it. Happened in practice, happened in morning practice before the race, and actually happened in the race. That's how I remember it. But yeah, there's only one video of one of the flips. That's all I remember.
Oh,
but
Christoph is still slowing down. He might have cut the corner, but he's pulled off to the left side, to the right side of the road. There's something definitely wrong with that car. There's something definitely wrong with the car.
Really, I did not see any damage. It must have been that phantom floor damage, which is a shame. I just want to keep an eye. We haven't been looking at the GTEs at the moment. Sebastian Dunkel is down into P3 with Canapio in the lead and Blair Mann. So what has happened to Schweitz? Schweitz is side by side with Bushman for P8, sorry, into Indy. So what? Oh, he just collided with Bushman. Too much speed there from Schweitz and collides with Bushman. What on earth? So something must have happened between the two of those for them to be so far back, but I'm not sure what. But Schweitz, does he have much damage? He has a bit of damage. He does have a bit of damage, but he is pulling on Espioso, card number 21. We'll have to make a fight back there, but Dunkel is P3. And there you go, Hobigno is in the pit, so something must have happened to Hobigno, because that's really weird. But your leader at the moment in the GTEs, car number 13, the unlucky car, Matheus Canapio, sorry.
Sorry, I had to afford myself a laugh. We have a history of not being able to perform or pronounce when it comes to names. We murder them, we insult, and we just do very nasty things to them. But
someone was just asking for a strength of field. The strength of field for the LMP1s is amazing. It's 4.7. For the HPDs, it's 4.9. And for the GTEs, it's 5. So it's a really strong strength of field there. I'm just checking a question to the booth there on our Twitch chat there. If there's anybody on YouTube as well, please feel free to comment. But yes, it's a very strong strength of field for everybody today.
By the way, the car number 13 had a slowdown coming out of forward curves going on the start-finish line. He cut it too far, and that has let Mann in the number 19 car to take the lead of this race. Number 8 car of Dunkel is now threatening Canapino.
Let's just have a quick look at that at the moment. Dunkel is indeed. I'm not sure what happened there. Blair's in the lead right now. Dunkel will want to make a move after, I don't know what happened. This chrome car, which is really weird to look at, but really cool to look at the same time, decides to go off the middle of the road. It's a weird thing about Le Mans and iRacing, when the middle of the road is faster. Really late braking, almost going into the back of Canapino there. But it does hold on now. You might think to yourself, well, Dunkel's got the slipstream. Yeah, but Matheus has got the slipstream as well. And at the same time, Dunkel's getting attacked from Duval, and well, Duval's got Dunkel's slipstream. Basically, welcome to the Dane train. I don't even know if any of these are Dane, but welcome to the Dane train.
Welcome to the Ferrari train as Dunkel is looking on the right-hand side. He does lunge into the right-hand side, but he doesn't commit to going side by side into the Mulsanne 2, as it's like this little train of little army men going down the Mulsanne straight up towards the Mulsanne corner. There's all nice and orderly. Lemmings, there you go. It's all nice and orderly. They all have their little place in life, and they are just no drama, no real drama. There might be a look or two, you know, as you do. You might have a look, but nothing too cheeky, nothing too out of the ordinary, except for the chrome car. It's just pure chrome.
Look, there I am watching Mateus in the chase camera, and just out of nowhere, just a chrome nose just comes right at the front of my screen. Like, whoa! Hold on 1 second. This isn't the 80s. Right, let's keep. Well, I don't know. I wanted to look at other classes, but I think Canapio has a move here. Going to be side by side going into the entry of Indy. Side by side to Man and Capiano go. Man decides to yield, but he can't yield too much because of the fact he's got a car behind him, which is Dunkel. He does hold on to it, and he manages not to lose a lot of momentum with Dunkel behind him and Duval. Duval, these guys are just taking it really safe. Duval, this little Porsche that a lot of people be saying, what the hell is the Porsche doing in this train? That shouldn't be happening. It should be a Ferrari train with the top speed, but he is holding on. It's like that NASCAR, it's down on power, but you still stay in the race because you're in the slipstream. That is what Duval's doing right now.
And the slipstream also provides an extra benefit. As long as he can keep up with these guys, he can, and he most likely will save at half a lap of fuel, which might only be about a litre or two, but those litre or two count in the pit stop, and especially he can essentially leapfrog the chrome car of car number 8 as they come around the Porsche curves on towards 4. No drama at all, as Dunkel is still looking, he's peaking a lot. Oh, he's got a slow down. He's yielded the position to Duval. The car number 22 Pork is now up into 3rd place. He has chosen to serve it there. Well, credits to him, he's chosen to serve it instead of being a mobile chicane. But there's now a gap that's formed between 3rd and 4th place, and between 2nd and 3rd. 2nd and 3rd are now separated by a second, just over a second, so 1.1 seconds, as they come into Dunlop Curve, or Dunlop Chicane, onto Dunlop Curve. Yeah,
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you what's better than having the top 3 in the GTEs having it in a train. The top 3 in the HPDs in a train as well. McGrath had the lead going at the start of the lap, but after a lot of Mulsanne, Daniel Kraft has taken the lead. Peffer there, I have no idea how he didn't get a slowdown through Mulsanne corner, but it's staying in there. These guys are 3 seconds ahead of the next car, which is Alexandra. So they're really ahead. So when you look at the gap here between. Man's had a slowdown, has he? He's a second behind Mateus now. So that GTE train has just disappeared because of slowdowns.
Slowdown is the bane of the existence here at Le Mans. They trade straight off tracks, for slowdowns. If you cut an inch too wide coming onto Tetra Rouge, so you're going by Tetra Rouge, if you cut too much into the blue, you got a nice 2.5 second slowdown if you're in an LMP1, for instance. That is not the kind of slowdown that you want to serve at all.
Nathan LeMans is in the pits, and I'm not sure what's happened. It's almost like he's parked the car. He's parked the car on Metz. I'm not sure what's happened there. I don't see any damage on his car, but he literally just parked up after completing the start-finish line and just decided I've had enough. So he must be done, but at the same time, Alvarez is still in the lead from Busk, and he's almost 2 seconds ahead. Paulo Munoz now is trying to make him move onto Busk right here, and behind him is Jakobu, but he's 2 seconds behind. He won't be doing anything right now. It's all on this battle.
I think you need your glasses checked, because he definitely has damage. He crashed the car coming out of Ford onto the main start-finish line, hit the gravel, lost control, and hit the pit wall. And he is out of the race.
Let me just check my glasses. Yeah, they're dirty. They're still covered in rainwater. You are right. Busk. Joys of working outdoors, ladies and gentlemen. Busk is holding this lead from Munoz. Munoz did not have a good second Mulsanne chicane. So Munoz is just going to be playing, not saying hard to get. He's saying he's just playing the survival game. And an Audi with slipstream, you're saving fuel. Now, in the endurance race tomorrow, that would be fantastic, saving fuel. You don't really need it in a sprint race, but it might help him in the later procedures.
You can see in the rear camera as I pull it up, you can see just the headlights. That's all you can see, the headlights of that Audi. It's a little speck of Audi, and then just the bright light of the bright lights charging forward towards him as they come into the braking zone. Munoz definitely braking very late there, kind of squirming on the braking. But no drama so far. Let's see how this battle develops between 25 and 20.
26 and 20, that's Busk and Munoz respectively. Their last lap, Munoz was half a second faster than Busk, and he's found some speed out of Arnage. That's probably the hardest corner combination there in the Indianapolis Arnage on the racetrack. It's now 0.2, and now Munoz will be going around the Porsche curves with dirty air. This is one of the hardest things to do.
Sliding into the Porsche curves. Sorry to cut across. The car 26 is definitely pushing it to the raggedy edge. He slid going into the Porsche curves.
Oh, Munoz, that's going to be a slowdown, isn't it? It's going to be a slowdown for Munoz.
He has not lost speed, so it might not be.
We'll have a look, but I could have sworn he just went a bit too late. We'll see. He's not holding back yet. Will he yield at the end of the start-finish straight? Pull over to one side. No, I honestly thought that was a slowdown. So colour me surprised. So those last laps, it was a 3:20 exactly and a 3:19.9 for Munoz. So he's making up time here. So I reckon he might have... No, he can't make it... here's the thing. He can't make a run. How can he make a run on a Porsche that can go 340 kilometers on a straight line when Munoz can only go 340 with slipstream? I cannot see this Audi making the overtake.
You know the scene in Godfather where the Godfather himself is like, what have you done? Oh, there's a Porsche parked up at the Terre Rouge. She's parked up on the outside.
I missed that. What? Oh yeah! What was that?
Eagle-eyed viewers, don't avert your gaze. It's the car number 14. What happened here?
Nothing. It looks like he's just forgotten to turn.
No, I think he just parked up.
Wow, that's crazy. So we know that Busk and Munoz is in this fight. Elsewhere down the field, Jacobu is defending from Albert. And it looks a pretty good defense here from Jacobu, the leader of the Radeon Sweepstakes Championship here. So may have to be on the defensive in a minute as well. Down the rest of the field, there's nothing else looking at the moment that's serious. The HPDs are still going in their little bunch here, and the GTEs. Well, Canapio has basically just gone seawall later. Dunkel's taken P2 back from LeMans. Those two have just been trading the position at the moment. That is a quick rundown at the top of the field for each class, as we see Alvarez still 2 seconds ahead of Busk. But Munoz now could be the time as they hit the traffic. Could be the time for Munoz to make a move.
And well, he has to use the traffic to his absolute advantage. And when I say absolute advantage, there's no kidding, it's absolute advantage because one wrong move, as the car number 11 comes up to Geigel of 3, he's just come up to... this car number 33, what's going on?
You're kidding me! Oh no, what's happened here? Alvarez goes for the overtake, he gets punted in the back! Penton in the back from the number 33, Philip Morton. Just literally just goes way too fast, there's no... I wouldn't say understanding, just completely unaware of the Solo's entry there of the LMP1, and that's the leader of the LMP1's out of the race, gotta be. How much damage does Alvarez have? Well, yeah, he's got a small bit of wing. Yeah,
a lot.
Just a little bit of damage, it will buff out. So this gives the lead to Busk, with Munoz now a second behind him. He didn't benefit any at all from that traffic. Hang on one second. Jacobu and Albert, neck and neck as Jacobu had to go around the Corvette chicane, dodging and diving some of the GTEs here. Does have a bit of a lead now on Albert, but that was a close moment there. If Albert was going to be aggressive, could have made a move there before Ford. Does not. So, right now, with the crash there to Alvarez, your top 5 is Busk, Munoz, Jacobu, Albert, and Grania. I cannot pronounce. I don't know. I cannot pronounce the words with the umlauts and the amphithesis and stuff over them. Sorry.
Yeah, we're not good at pronouncing names. Let's be realistic.
So let's have a look at his car number 17. Mine has made up 7 places in the HPDs at the moment, and that is on speed. That's on speed, slipstream, good awareness. As he is now P5 from 7 places back. He's made that up, so that is one to look at. But ahead of him, Alexandra Gavoli, 9 places. Now it's weird to see that type of number in an HPD field. He's made 9 places up and is sitting in P4. And he is now catching this little train that's battling here between Pepper and McGrath. As those two have now lost the lead of Daniel Craft, these two are now getting drawn into a new battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. As they're now coming through the 4th chicane. And it's Pepper ahead of them at the moment. Took the lead from McGrath, took the position from McGrath. What are their times coming through? Well, McGrath takes a 34.5 McGrath, sorry. Pepper takes a 33.3, and Granolleville takes a 32.5. That's probably one of the fastest laps, so real good here for catching back up here. He's actually also now got a run on McGrath, so expect some fireworks going down the Mulsanne straight.
The unfortunate Nathan MS in YouTube chat says, "Oh no, I died on stream. I forgot this was now. Unfortunately, your death was publicly televised. That revolution was televised."
Oh god. Right, okay, so let's look at this battle. We were talking about this battle. Alexandra onto McGrath. Not happening this straight. McGrath does have a bit of slipstream on Pepper, so that could be handy for him. But we'll see what happens coming out the first Mulsanne chicane. I think this one's PlayStation. I never know the name of these two, but we'll look. I think this one's PlayStation. The second one's Forza. But it is a good exit there for Alexandra. McGrath does get a little bit of speed there, but not a lot. But again, there goes Christopher in front of him, just giving him a little tow, just allowing him to stay alive for another day. He wants his podium.
He definitely wants a podium. I think everybody would want a podium, but I think being content sitting right behind the rear wing of the car ahead of you, I think car number 379, well, it's on the livery as 379, but he's actually the car number 25 of McGrath. You know, Gravy would want to, save some fuel. The HPDs can't, really. You have to be on the accelerator nearly all the time, especially in a sprint race. The only real reason that you'd fuel save is, extending your braking zones to a real detriment to your lap times, or by sitting behind the car ahead of you and just sucking up as much slipstream as you can get it, really.
Chris must feel like he's in a horrible sandwich right now, but he is going to make a move here for this P2. Side by side before they come into Indianapolis. He will have this before anything, because the RSR esports card there of Pepper has no choice but to yield. Now Pepper's going to be on the defensive from Alexandra. Does stay on the defensive, just but right on his tail here is Gravolioli. Will he make a move into Arnage? He makes a move. Wow, does he hold it? Now does he stick it? Oh, he tried. Ooh. That was a little bit. Yeah.
A very sort of you shouldn't be doing that move.
I think that was accidental. I think he was just trying to get off the side of the road and back onto the road to make sure he didn't have any bumps. You can interpret that anyway, and yeah, it's a little bit woo, but we're just saying that as we don't want to see any wrecks. So that's what could have happened there. But Christopher, really good there, checking up when he had to, and just living to fight another day. Only lost a couple tenths of a second on that as well. So he has the speed. He will get that back. But now we see this second, third, and fourth are now split a little bit because of that issue.
Yes, but they're not out of the slipstream. The car number 5 of McGrath is just nearing the edge of the slipstream of Kraft ahead of him, but he's definitely giving a hell of a lot of slipstream to the car behind him of the car number 5. And the car number 5 of Gavi is giving just a bit of slipstream to Pfeffer, or Pfeffer, I think he's called. But Pfeffer he's falling back a little bit through Dunlop chicane and Dunlop curve on towards Terre Rouge, so he needs to keep within about a second and a half to suck up slipstream down a straight. It's only a slipstream race now between Gavi and McGrath, as Kraft has now he's gone. He's a second and a half ahead of McGrath, so McGrath is out of slipstream and he's giving slipstream to Gavi. He's coming into Mulsanne 1. No real issues at all. Nice and clean. But it is full attack mode for Gavi when they come out of Mulsanne 2. He have the slipstream, he'll have the attacking position as they come out of, if he has a very good exit out of Mulsanne 2. Oh, he makes a move now coming into Mulsanne 2. Side by side they go, and McGrath yields the position, which might be a smart move if McGrath has a good exit coming out of Mulsanne 2 on towards Mulsanne corner, or Virage de Mulsanne, as the French would say it.
No, he didn't have a good exit there, McGrath. Just went a little bit wide on the apex and missed the apex coming out the exit of Mulsanne 2. So does stay alive with the slipstream. Does stay in that very good slipstream that he has. Might be able to make a move coming down out of the Gulf Court, out of the Gulf Straight onto Indianapolis. But we will wait and see. It's a 0.3 gap for the moment. So he has the time to play. It's now gone to 0.2. Now, if it goes to 0.1, as he comes through this last little kink, he has to move. What will Alexandra do? In fact, he doesn't have to move. Just doesn't have that speed. Lifts off a little bit. Plays it safe now through Indianapolis. Now, he's not going to make a move through Arnage. I cannot imagine he'd make a move here. So, reloads. Reset. Let's do it again. Round 4. Into the... I'm not sure what they call this straight. I can't remember what they call this straight now.
I could give you the answer, but I can let you guess.
No. Give me the answer.
It's a Buisson or Boisson.
Oh, the Buisson straight, yes. Yes, it's the only straight not named by a big company. So Buisson might be a big company, but I don't know them. I apologise. Through the Porsche right now, Gavioli almost having a almost half a second lead right now. The dirty air is not helping McGrath. So this looks to be on paper. Yeah, now half a second. Going wide through Corvette there, but does stick it. Looks like that would be it. And I believe the GTEs are starting pit stops. I saw a couple of them starting pit stops. So we haven't been having a look at them a lot at the moment, because there's not really been a lot to say at the moment for these GTEs. It's still a Ferrari 1-2-3 with Canapio 2.5 seconds ahead of Dunkel, with Blair Mans behind him. He's 5 seconds. But Maxime Duval is still behind him and fighting because he wants this podium. And Kayaski is also behind them. So the two lead Porsches, they really want to join this fight.
Well, it'll be the fight for third place, because the cars third through back have a minimum of 8 seconds to cover before they get to the rear end of Canapino. The car number 13 Ferrari. The car number 8 Dunkel in second place, a very good second place, only just roughly 2.5 seconds behind Canapino. So if he has a good set of corners, he might be able to catch him, as the two Porsches now, instead of kind of working together, they're battling now, coming down towards the Virage de Mulsanne, as they have P1 traffic coming up behind them. So this is the first time I think they'll have experienced it. The second time.
I think Alvarez as well. He had that crash, so he pitted early. So I think he's like a back marker in terms of the pace. He had a bit of a crash early. Oh God! When you flick from a GTE to an LMP1, you forget the time difference. Speaking of pit stops, Yakubu, the P3, has decided to pit right away. So he has gone for the pits at, I think, was it lap 9? That's an early pit stop. I mean, he's in the window, but you don't expect him to pit lap 9. Probably about lap 11. So
it's an undercut if I've ever seen one. But the pit window.
It's an undercut.
But it's an undercut if you want to avoid traffic. And he's going in early before the rest of them would typically go in. The pit windows are open for all classes at the moment. You are guaranteed to finish the race if you pit now and took on the required fuel. You won't take tires during these sprint races, even though by the end of some of these sprint races and the LMP1s, and I think in most classes, I think at this stage, the tires do get a little bit ropey and worse for wear.
Not to mention the heat we're looking at today. Like I said, it's got cooler. It's 39 Celsius at 102 Fahrenheit, but it's still a hot track. It's the middle of June in the sim at like 2 o'clock. Yeah, it's 25 to 5 sim time. So really peak time in terms of where you want to not be at Le Mans for heat. So see what they are going to do. It is a tyre killer, but it should be alright in the moment. Looking at car 20, Munoz losing time when the leader bus. That's kind of surprising to see. Must have had a slowdown of some sort. He stayed from Albert behind. Where did Jacobu come out? I'm just quite curious to see where Jacobu came out.
In ninth position.
P9. That's good. And look at the gap between them. 26 seconds up the road is car 32, Heras. And 12 seconds behind him is Jinrak, who also pitted at the same time. So he has got so much clear air in front of him. This might be a stroke of genius by the President Smug, as it's got on the back end. That's his YouTube channel. We've just promoted his YouTube channel by accident. Mr. Smug Jacobu then. Is that what the S stands for? Smug? Ismail Smug Jacobu.
Well, I mean, I think we'll leave the questions for what S stands for just for now. The top 4 LMP2s, the top 4 HPDs have come into the pits. Let's see how they come out as we have the cameras trained in on now. Top 5 are in the pits. The top 6
9 are in the 9. The top 9. In fact, every HPD that is on the lead lap is in the pits. There are a couple HPDs. There's 3 HPDs that are still down. 2 of them have retired. So let's just see who takes it. Alexandra takes the lead from the pit stops here with Kraft behind him, and McGrath is also. Did something happen to Kraft? Did he take too much fuel? I'll have to get a confirmation with you in the pit stop step, but we will now watch this. All of a sudden, the top 3 are back together in a group, reunited, and it feels so good from Alexandra having a slowdown. Is that a slowdown? Yes, it is. I wanted to have a jig there and it does, but that's not for that reason. Kraft takes the lead back after Alexandre takes the lead in the pit stop with a great tactic, and it's in the risk now of losing P2, sorry.
None of the HPDs have fuel saved for an extra lap. That's disappointing. Is that Tin? I don't think any of the HPDs, apart from the ones that retired because they're not running anymore, the running HPDs did not fuel save, I don't think. Or they haven't fuel saved enough. Now, let's have a look at the car number 4. He's fallen back to 2 seconds behind the car number 25. Let me have a look at the pit stops as they go through Mulsanne 1.
Even I, Mulsanne 1, you're confusing them when you said car 4, it was car 5. Then I thought, what are you on about Jinrak for a moment? Anyway, McGrath is actually making a move. Can he make a move? I don't know. When you're this close, you can't really make a move. You've got to work together. You've got to, in some ways, work together here to pull away. Pepper is still 2 seconds behind McGrath, and the rest of the field is just, non-existent, unless touch wood that there is some sort of accident or spin between them. I cannot see that. So at one stage, you have the guy at the back is the closer one and maybe want to make a move. After a corner, it's the guy in the middle wants to make a move. After that, who the hell knows? Because this is just forward and backwards. Will Alexandra want to make a move going down into Virage? Oh, Kraft decided he wanted the outside inside. He could not get it. Side by side, they go into Virage. And Alexandra takes the lead again. Now, what about the launch that Kraft has? It's a good launch from Kraft. He's going to have to make a move. Alexandra wants the inside. Will keep the inside. Will have to short his way around. Side by side, they go down into the goal straight. It is still Kraft. Kraft is now ahead by a nose. Kraft by a nose, Kraft by a nose, going down to the final furlong. Final furlong, Alexandra is there trying to catch on. They're side by side, still side by side. This could be chaotic if they don't have the respect. They both want to break. Kraft slides, holds on to it, does defend his position, still sliding out of Indianapolis. He is now bumping a nose there, takes the inside line and switches back to the outside there through an arc. Was that a little touch there by the two of them? Not a lot of damage. That was a fun little bit down the old Gulf Straight.
I love you had to take a breath during the middle of that. I'll take over now as they come up towards the Porsche curves. The car number 5. Oh, Christ, almost an accident going onto the outside of Boisson. Some very close racing, some very aggressive defensive maneuvers by the car number 15 of David Kraft as they come through now the Porsche curves. They've separated out again just a little bit. None of them have got to slow down, and Gavil is definitely flashing to make his thoughts known that he did not appreciate the being almost ran off the road coming through Brosson straight up past Arnage as they come through forward onto the start finish line to start another lap.
Sorry, Busk in the pits, lead LMP1's in the pits, just to say that right before the HPDs hit each other. I just wanted to make that known. It's the top 3 in the LMP1s do all pit. It's only actually, where is Gademeyer? He's in the pits as well. Right, LMP1's in the pits at the moment. We'll keep an eye on what's happening. Kraft still in the lead from Gabriel with McGrath there, and at the same time, all this fighting makes me tired and hot because right now Pepper is now catching back on. He's in the slipstream of McGrath. All of a sudden, this fighting, this chaotic fighting in the HPDs that I love watching. It's now a 4-man battle, a 4-horsepower battle from HPDs. Honda would be loving this if they were still racing, but they're not. Will Alexandra want to make a move down the middle here? They've got GTEs in front of them as well. This will be interesting. Kraft says, I want to keep the middle. Now I'll take the inside. Side by side, they almost touch. Oh, a little bit of sliding. Was that netcode? Not so sure. McGrath had to make the reaction because Alexandra goes a little bit hot there into the chicane. Losing a bit of time. Pepper's onto the back of him right now. Christopher is making a comeback.
They did a touch going into Mulsanne 1. There was definitely a touch. It wasn't just netcode, but it wasn't as too serious of a touch to impact either driver. It was just a little bit of a oops, my bad. But they come now, they have a Ferrari, the car number 9 Ferrari is sandwiched in between these two now. There's now a separation. The number 18 goes to the left-hand side of the Ferrari. The number 25 to the right as they go side by side towards the Mulsanne corner, Virage de Mulsanne. And they are still side by side. There's only a 50th or 500ths of a second between the two of them when they were side by side. The car number 18, Pfeffer, is now in 3rd place. He's overtaken the car number 25 from McGrath. So McGrath has now pulled the short straw post pit stop as they come back up towards Indianapolis. You said that was Gulf Straight, was it?
Gulf Straight, yeah. It's the Gulf Straight before Indianapolis. I just want to say, right in front of the HPDs, is 2 cars with the same livery, the same team, of Schweitz and Haas in a battle, and Kraft will have the car. What's happened? There's an accident! Kraft has been collided here with Ravioli. He has just got a bit. Oh, what happened? It's Kraft. Kraft wanted to make a move. Sure, if the spotter would have said car right, they collide together. Does anybody else get carried? No, and there is some choice words happening between the two of them. A little bit of a fight, as Murray Walker would say. You hit me. No, it was your fault. I don't know what you're talking about, but Daniel Kraft takes the lead. No, he does not. Sorry, Pepper takes the lead. Pepper went out at their full speed. No, McGrath takes the lead. I'm losing count right now. This is chaotic.
2 HPDs, 2 GTEs going through the Porsche curves. 2 dead LMP2s are now causing the car. I'm still trying to process what happened. The car number 25 and the car number 18 went from 3rd and 4th to 1st and 2nd. McGrath. Remember when I said McGrath pulled the short stick? I actually was a lying man when I said that. He's now pulled the short stick and turned it into the longest stick he can make because the two of them are now 12 seconds ahead of Kraft, who's carrying damage, and Gonzalez, who's now sprung all the way from 6th to 3rd.
Wow, so let's just recap on what happened there. In the whole ruckus, we didn't exactly get it. They were slightly side by side with Garioli, just a nose, his little bit of his nose, right by the tyre of Kraft there. And I think Kraft wanted to try and make a late move onto the GTEs before Indianapolis. And I don't think he got his bearings right, and just moved over and was pit maneuvered by accident there on Garioli. Those two were battling really hard. Really, really hard. That was so much fun to watch. But that's the end of it. Actually, as well, did somebody else get caught in that? Yeah, Matt got caught in that? Yeah, he did. Or is he? That's a separate incident, car number 17. Anyway, we still see the lead. McGrath is 2 seconds ahead of Peffer there, with Gonzalez now taking to P3, 12 seconds ahead. So I thought we finally were going to have some HPD racing. We finally got some HPD racing, and with 20 minutes to go, it's basically just all gone to pot because the bunch is gone, the group's gone. Accidents.
Don't worry, we've got the LMP1 still battling. The car number 20, Paulo Munoz, is still battling the car number 26 of Rasmus Busk. That's a very sort of rhymey kind of name. I appreciate it. As they come into Mulsanne 1, the two of them are separated by 1.2 seconds. Munoz had a little bit of an upset. He had a Ferrari GTE, following him into Mulsanne, so he had to make do with that, dealing with that traffic. The gap is now 1.5 seconds. Munoz is out of the slipstream. He'll have to make it up in the corners. Really, according to the VOP changes, especially with the fact that the Porsche can now regenerate a lot. Well, no, it's not going to be a lot because the MGUK for the kinetic, which is what the Porsche uses to generate energy on the straights, I think at maximum it could only have really generated roughly about 30 kilowatt hours per second. So right now it's generating at about 38. I think my maths is right. 38 in and around there. So
you're the mathematician, not me.
It's generating about at top chat at the top of the rear gear ratio. It is generating about 38 point something kilowatt hours, which is not too big of an increase over what it was doing before. But it also has the changes where the MGUH also regenerates a good bit more energy as well. So Porsches can now comfortably do 100% per lap, every lap. They can deploy all of the battery and be assured that they won't be shortchanged or have to harvest or save some harvest coming around the next lap. They can continue to, they can be more aggressive like the Audis were. Ooh, as Munoz is battling a Porsche going wide, going into the first set of Porsche curves. He's having to negotiate a ton of traffic. The car number 9, Ferrari, sort of just hanging on for dear life.
Look at there's a car on the grass. Who went on the grass in front of him? Was that Busk? Busk went on the grass to get by everybody. Did you see that?
Let's have a look.
Was it the grass? No, it looked like it was yeah. Get past a gaggle of 3 GTEs. He went on the grass. I think that was avoidance more than anything.
Ooh, that could have gone south very, very quickly.
Actually, he had a slowdown for that, though. It looks like he got a slowdown. So, well, look at that. I just want to say, GTEs have finished their pit stops. I don't know what the hell's happened. Dunkel's in the lead with Canapino in second and Mann in third. Something must have happened during those pit stops because I'm pretty sure that was not the order before they went into the pits.
That was definitely not the order. Canapino was first and Dunkel was second. So first and second have now changed hands, as we might just be about to see Munoz switch sides with Busk as they come towards Mulsanne 1. Munoz is just under 0.2 of a second behind Busk. Busk goes on to the right hand side of the track to try and defend the apex. Munoz thought about it. He had a thought, and then didn't, and backed out at the last second. But now, this is the battle you're going to see. The Audi has slipstream. Busk doesn't. He has to rely on speed alone and any slipstream that he can get from a GTE, because there's a gaggle of 2 and a HPD up ahead of him. He needs to use them as best he can to fend off the mean red machine that is the Audi diesel engine that's coming towards him and sticking right to the rear wing of that shark fin.
Munoz has had a great second chicane there. Really got the speed right now. They're going to go side by side, but Busk takes the inside. So unless Munoz gets by him, he actually gets by him before. On the outside, he will take the lead. That's something I didn't expect to see. Brilliant play, brilliant driving there from Munoz. That is why he's one of the top drivers in the when we see. I think he's one of the best we've seen in the ILMS. A little, I don't know what that LHPD was doing for a moment there. A little bit of hesitation. Busk now will take it for round 2. Here we go for round 2, side by side. They're not going to do anything crazy like we see in the HPDs. In fact, Busk takes back the lead, quite rightly so, on pace alone. Comes around in the Annapolis. Wide Busk goes. He's now forced to take the inside. This is smart from Munoz. Smart from Munoz. He's going to... Yeah, I thought that would have been smart, but Busk forces him wide. I actually thought that would have been a great move from Munoz to force Busk into the inside. Did not work, because that is not a corner you want to be being on the inside for. So, does not work for him. So he will lose any chance of a fight here onto boots on straight. And now into the tricky, dirty air of Porsche. And there's a GTE, who's actually the lead GTE. It's Dunkill, so I didn't realise that. So will they get distracted by the Chrome Ford is the question.
You said the Chrome Ford, it's the Chrome Ferrari, how dare you?
The Chrome Ferrari, oh sorry.
I used to be the one that got that wrong. Now look at the tables have turned. But there was definitely 2 points of contact there. At Arenage, there was definitely a slight side-to-side contact between the two of them. No damage. And then there was more... I think there was definitely a very minor point of contact when they were in the Porsche curves, when they just came up behind Dunkel, and Busk thought about going around the outside on the right-hand side, but Dunkel was holding his line correctly, and Munoz thought he saw that opportunity, dived onto his left-hand side. Busk obviously was thinking about making a move, and then as soon as he saw the car behind him, he needed to be like, oh, no, shut the door on you, and there was a little bit of contact there, but no tears. So that's the main thing. The good news is that no tears. It's very close racing between these two as they come up again towards first Mulsanne. Ooh, the car number 26 trying to break slipstream by slipping and sliding. Or not slipping and sliding, he's trying to dive to the right hand side of the track to prevent Munoz from gaining too much slipstream. That is the key thing that the Audi must do. He must stick to the rear end of Busk at all costs. And there's a very small threat that if you cross the middle, the Audi suddenly gets like a minus 10 kilometers on the straight. A literal landmine for the Audi. Well, it also happens to the Porsche as well, but Busk is trying to poke Munoz's buttons. He's trying to see how desperate he wants this lead as they continue weaving down the Mulsanne straight. Munoz definitely isn't happy about this arrangement as Busk goes right towards when they come down into Frage de Mulsanne. Ooh, Busk is now went wide coming out of it, and Munoz is now just edged ahead. His nose is edging ahead, but Busk, I think, boosted back to take back the lead. And now, look in the rearview mirror. Albert, the car number 2 of the LMP1s, is now just 3.6 seconds behind the car number 20. So, if these two continue battling, continue getting if they continue getting holding, or I can't even speak right now. Yeah, I want to say that again. If they continue being held up like this, and if they continue battling with each other, it's going to be a three-way battle with 2 laps to go. I'm estimating that now. If they continue battling as they are, because Albert's just took 0.2 of a second off the rear of Munoz. He only needs to get into within about a second to 1.2 seconds to really get some slipstream and make it up.
That's a slowdown for Munoz. Got to be a slowdown for Munoz. Yeah, he's slowing down. He went way too hard into Corvette there, and I'm pretty sure he's got a slowdown. Not seeing anything at the moment. Actually, he is losing a bit of time through Ford. Yeah.
Yes, he's dived to the right-hand side.
He lets his teammate Peffer go by him. They're in different cars, but they're still teammates. And now Peffer gets in the room. But this has brought Albert into it, like you were saying. Albert, out of nowhere, has now taken where he is. So, we've got a second and a half in front of Munoz's Busk. There is an HPD of McGrath, the lead HPD is there behind him, in front of him. Half a second behind Munoz is Albert. So, the top 3 are now bunched together. But Munoz needs slipstream. He's an Audi, he needs slipstream. He was only just catching Busk on speed. He will use his HPD as much as he can, but you come out of Terre Rouge, you hit the boost button, and there's your slipstream gone. So he has to do a lot. And I'll tell you what, Munoz can really do the Porsche curves. The end section of Le Mans, he was doing really well. So I expect him to actually catch on here. 8 minutes left, so we're looking at 2 more laps after this. So I expect him to catch on right now. So what else is happening? I just need to keep an eye on what else is happening. We apologise. We lost what happened with the GTEs. We caught up at the moment. Dunkel's still in the lead. The top 3 are pretty much, I'll not really say Blair's fighting with Askey. That's practically the only battle we're looking at the moment. But we have to keep focused on this LMP1 battle, because this is really cranking up now. And that speed advantage I was talking about with the Audi and the Porsche. Busk is half a second faster coming out of the Mulsanne 1 into Mulsanne 2. That is the speed difference here. We're just going to look at it right now. 280, 290 for Munoz. It's already Busk is doing 300. He's about 10 kilometers faster before it. And now they're matching speed, but it's still Busk at 320. Munoz has only just hit 320. He's got to hit the brakes. And that is the difference. The Porsche just has so much speed.
I just wanted to hear the Audi going by. It's just such a nice sound. Sorry. But the battle, as you were saying before, now stands. It was between Busk and Munoz. Now it's Munoz fighting for his second place against Albert. I didn't think it'd come this quickly. I was saying if they continue to, if Munoz and Busk continue to fight between the two of them, that Albert would be able to catch up to the rear end of Munoz and start a 3-way battle with 2 laps to go. But now Munoz, because of his mistake coming onto Corvette, or coming out of Corvette more than likely, he is now having to fend off Albert, who's just got slipstream, and I don't think in this case he's able to fight it. He's side by side as to come up through Porsche curves, and Munoz has he yielded? He has. He's yielded the position to Albert, so Albert will cross the line in second place as Munoz goes wide in between the start of Porsche curves and onto Corvette. Ooh, Albert's a little bit wide himself.
Clean. That's clean. That was clean. I was going to say, you were saying about Munoz and Busk fighting would bring Albert. That's what happened. Munoz and Busk was fighting, and Munoz, because of the fight, just really, I wouldn't say he got it wrong with the dirty air, but the dirty air caught him out, and that caused him to go wide through Corvette. So you were right. That caused the issue. And now Albert, let's see, it was a 320.1 for Busk. It was a 319.7 for Albert. It's 1.8. There's 2 laps remaining. Don't call it a comeback because he's not been this high. Just to say that Busk needs to find an extra gear. I mean, he's got 7 gears, so he's got an extra gear, but he needs to find an extra gear in this race. He needs to find that A game. He needs to find that last hour of Le Mans in the 24 hours to make sure he keeps in it. He is the Audi this time, and Albert is the Peugeots. He needs to defend on these.
I think he needs to defend more than your internet needs to defend. I think Have we got it? Have we got your internet back?
Oh, did I actually drop?
No, you dropped for just a second at the end of the sentence, but no matter, you're back. No bother at all.
Okay.
But there's one more. There's actually 2 battles. There's 3 battles now. The second place for LMP1, first place for LMP2, and first place for GTE. 3-way battle as 4 minutes are left on the clock. There are probably, this will be the second to last lap, so just under 2 laps to go. As when they cross the line, when the LMP1s cross the line, they will be taking the white flag, which will be I think about 2 minutes left on the clock at that stage. And we've got 3 battles forming, so I'm going to have to dice between the 3 of them. Munoz and Albert. It's absolute wheel-to-wheel action.
Do it better than I can. Let's keep an eye on everything we can do. We mentioned the GTE battle. Donko is now 0.9 of a second ahead of Canapio. The last time they went through the speed trap there, Donko a 151.5, Canapio a 150, a 350.9 from Mateus, almost half a second faster. He's in the slipstream. Forget about LeMans and SK. They are actually neck and neck though, those two, as they see an HPD go in front of them of Daniel Kraft. Those two are still in a battle as well. We've got 2 battles at the front of the field for the GTEs. We've got a battle for the lead, possibly, in the HPD as McGrath is a second and a half ahead of Pepper, but Pepper is catching. We have got this battle for P2 and possibly the lead in the LMP1s as Munoz wants to make a move coming down to the Gulf before makes it with no hesitation. Just goes for it through the Porsche. He takes P2. It's going to be a fight now. I don't know if any of these two. These two keep fighting. Busk will take this lead. He is now coming out into the Corvettes. Through Corvette right now. He will see the white flag for the entirety of the race. Where are the GTEs? The GTE leaders are actually down. Well, they're down Virage, so they've got a long way to go. We'll be watching them last, definitely. As the HPDs, second and a half of McGrath and Pepper right now. Those two are just coming through Porsche, so it's fantastic. The LMP1's finished, then the HPDs, and then the GTEs after a while. This is fantastic. Canapio will make a move. Dunk will take the inside line down the Gulf Straight. They're coming to the second king. None of them are using the middle, so this is all down for a speed battle. Canapio did have the speed because he got the slipstream. Will he stick this? It's going to be interesting. Dunkel, goes in behind. Keeps it safe. Canapio takes a bit of the curb. Everything's okay. Will Sebastian make a move now? As the boat goes sliding there a little bit, will not make the move. Reload for round 2. McMahon and Aske are still going as well.
And a big upset for Bunk. He got a slowdown coming out of Ford, and now it's a 3-way battle. This could be the battle for the lead, as Munoz and Busk are battling, and Munoz and Albert are battling.
Munoz with the payback! This is crazy! Munoz went purple last lap, by the way. 319.1. I don't even know where to look right now. I don't have a map. This is crazy.
Get that map up, boy. We have a lot of battles to watch. This is exciting. As they come down towards Mulsanne 2. There is a gap forming back up again between Munoz and Busk. I think Busk is like, I'm out of here, boys. See ya later. I am not giving you this position whatsoever.
Keep an eye on this at the moment. We remember, this is the Porsche speed that Busk has. He's using it to all his advantage. Munoz is still in that slipstream, though. I don't think we're going to see anything of the HPDs. Touch wood unless there's a slowdown. McGrath looks like he's got this. He's a second and a half ahead of Pepper, so let's not look at that right now. We see the GTEs. Man still holding on from Maske for third and fourth there. Canapio has the lead again from Dunkel. It's almost a half a second as they're coming through the Dunbot curves. So we keep an eye on that right now. Munoz is still fighting here. Albert cannot get ahead, but Munoz is catching Busk as they come down the Gulf Straight, down into the final of the King, hitting Indianapolis for the final time in this race. The ever tricky. This could be the win or lose here for Busk. Let's just keep an eye on it. A little bit of a twitch there from Munoz. Keeps it straight, keeps it safe, keeps pushing. Half a second, no, just over half a second now is the gap between Busk and Munoz.
This could end Ooh, this could end in absolute tears when they get to the forward curves. Or
Let's give me a move up forward. I'm telling you, there will be a move up forward. If Munoz does not get this, he will make a move up forward. He's got no other chance. If he wants this win, he will make that move. We see them side by side push.
Munoz is definitely looking. He's not got a lot of corners to do it as they come out of vet.
No, look at it. Busquets used his boost already. But Busquets used a lot of his boost. That could backfire. It's happened to me before. That's backfired. Coming into Porsche right now. Coming into Ford right now. Go through the first section. Go through the second section. He will hold on. But will he? Where comes the boost? There's no boost from Munoz. Albert might take P2. Albert, does he take P2? No, he does not. Bus takes the win from Munoz and Albert. What a finish. Jacobu will come behind them to take P4. And it looks like Grada and Gadaman will take 5 and 6 respectively. What a finish. What's happening in the HPDs? They're coming around Corvette right now. McGrath has to lead from Pepper. They will take that with. Gonzalez will take P3. No issue here. So let's watch the GTEs now. We've got all the time in the world to watch the GTEs.
As they come down in Gulf Straight past the first kink.
Contact, sorry. Aske and Man collide going into garage. Man had the inside. It must have been some netcode as Aske just touches him from netcode. Man goes spinning out and gets collected at the same time. Aske will take P3. Duval takes the 4th and Haas 5th. Man is into 6th place from that. Sorry to interrupt.
That's some bad netcode. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is not the way that ends.
Sorry, Canafio had the run, had the better line out of Arnage, but he's had to yield a little bit for the HPD. This great move from Mateus. Used it to slipstream of the HPD, but he's gone off the line. They're almost side by side heading into Porsche. Who will yield? I don't think Mateus wants to yield. He wants to go late into Porsche. He takes his lead back from Dunkel. Now he has to hold on to it. He will give Dunkel the dirty air. Dunkel is catching. Dunkel with a bit more of a better line. He cannot hold on to it right now. Going through now into Corvette. I think Mateus might have this.
I can't even speak right now. I'm just looking at these two. He might have it. It's not like the LMP1s where you can save boost for when you need it at the very last second. These Fords or these Porsche, these Ferraris. See, I've now made your mistake. These Ferraris make it through absolutely fine through the Porsche curves, and Canapino takes the win over Dunkel. A shame about Man, by the way, in the car number 19. He definitely did not deserve that net code. Duval is still driving though. Let's see him.
I'll take P5 there. Pretty straightforward race there. He does take P5. Now where he takes P4, sorry. Where is Man? He is now down. He's going to be finishing P7. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. And actually, after some penalties, yeah, actually after some penalties. Hang on. Duval takes P4. Sorry, Haas takes P5. Sorry about that. I got a little bit confused. I thought there was some penalties. There was not. Just want to say, we were talking about how Munoz went purple going into the final lap. Tom Welstra from P7 to the fastest lap at the end of the race on the last lap with a 3:19.038. That's a qualifying lap for some people.
Now, have we shaken off the excitement of that last 2 laps? How are we ready to go through the results?
I mean, I'm known for needing to take a breath. And I had to take a breath for the first time ever doing this commentary. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat for a lot of this racing. It was absolutely fantastic. So I think we're ready. And I'll start with the LMP1s. As we were saying earlier, Ramos Busk, car number 26, wins the race by almost half a second from Paulo Munoz. And then right behind Paulo is Julia Pros Albert in P3. Ismail Yakubu takes P4. Samuel Grana, P5. Dominic Gadameyer, into P6. Tom Welstra, we were just talking about him with the purple lap at the end. P7, Alexander Gerber in 8th. Marcus Girac in P9. Sergey Heras in P10. Javier Alvarez in P11. There were 2 non-finishers. Vio Hatanen and Nathan Ames in that order, which we did hear from Nathan earlier in the YouTube chat.
Going through the HPDs, it is McGrath in first position. He takes the win after drawing the short sword, or drawing the short stick, way back, I think at lap 10, when I claimed that he wouldn't be able to get back and win, but he proves me wrong. Pfeffer in second place, a very good race by him. Gonzalez in third. He came from 6th, by the way, after the crash between the top 2, positions 1 and 2, coming into Indy. That was a very fortunate thing for him, so he's netting himself the last step on the podium. Heistent with a very good 4th position. Robert Edward of SRC taking 5th position. Meyer in 6th. Kraft, who was one of 2 cars that was involved in that incident, and I can't pronounce the name, Melinek in 8th position. So the 2 of them were the 2 cars that were involved in that crash at Indianapolis, and it's extremely unfortunate what happened to them.
It was very unfortunate. There were 5 cars not on the same lap as the other HPDs. LaPlanche, Foggy, Ravioli, Grimbergers, and Christophe Herbrignon, who actually was the lead car, I believe, at the start of the race, and just got some damage, so that's unfortunate there. In the GTEs, we mentioned it, a great race there. Matheus Carapino started P3, wins the race from Sebastian Dunkel. These 2 are fighting and fighting. They must have, I don't know how many times they traded positions. It was a joy to watch. They even traded positions on the last lap. So they take 1 and 2. Kai Aske took P3 after an unfortunate incident there with Blair Mann. Maxime Duval, we'll go back to Blair in a minute. Maxime Duval takes P4 with Sven Haas in P5. Lunamir Schweitz into 6th. Blair Mann finished 7th with Keanu Bushman, Ian Gargon Renault, Tom Blasey, Luigi Nespanino, Philip Morton, and Bohan Newman all finishing there. And Marcel Kiefer finished a few laps behind, about 12 laps behind, so I think he had an incident as well.
I just love the slow-mos, by the way. iRacing still, when they added the blur for the cameras, I loved that, because it was just so nice. It's just nice.
Nice. Now you're going to ask me for a driver of the day, aren't you? And I don't really know where to begin. I really don't know where to begin. I think, just for the sheer thrill, I think it has to go to the unlucky car number 13, who's not unlucky today. Matheus Canapino takes the win in the GTE. And I mean, he took the lead from the pits and then switched the leads and then fought back, and he started in P3. It was a gaggle of Ferraris in front of him, so has to be the driver of the day. I mean, I can't think of anybody else. It was just a fantastic drive by him, especially in the strongest strength of field that we've seen for GTEs since we've done Rally on TV. That was the strongest GTE field, and it was an amazing drive from Matheus.
I definitely agree with that. He definitely was a fierce force to contend with on the track. It's a shame that the car behind him, Dunkel, was definitely a very good contender for top place on the grid, but just at the last second he just couldn't make it stick. But you know what else doesn't stick? The broadcast. It's falling apart. It's not actually falling apart, it's just that it is the end of the broadcast. So what do we say to the ladies and gentlemen at home that are watching?
I just want to say, Alex and Nadia, I hope you pull through after your horrific accident today. Fingers crossed for you, my friend. You're an amazing inspiration for a lot of people. So fingers crossed for you, Alex. Giving you my thoughts, and I think a lot of people as well watching. I can't really say anything really exciting after saying that, really. I've enjoyed this race. It's been fantastic. And
I share your sentiments in that regard.
I do wish everybody tomorrow, if you're watching later, like this Dave in the UK, previously there was a Le Mans 24 hours. So good luck to everybody tomorrow in the iRacing Le Mans 24 hours. I will be hopping through streams and servers and watching streamables and clips of things that are happening. So all the best to everybody in that race tomorrow. And really, I think that's it. Thank you very much. And I will see you Sunday.
Indeed, we'll see all of you Sunday. Craig will see me Sunday, but only for private time. And until then, guys, thanks for joining us. Take care, enjoy your weekend, and stay safe.